ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तम् गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारम् प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र
सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र
वाक्यैः सूत्रानुकारिभिः
वाक्ये सूत्रानुकारिभिः
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते
भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः
भाष्यं भाष्यो विदुः।
तृतीय मुंडक द्वितीय खंड थर्ड मंत्र। Yadyevam
यद्येवं
sarvalabhat
सर्वलाभात्
paramaha atmalabha
परमः आत्मलाभः
tallabhaya
तल्लाभाय
pravachanadayah upayaha
प्रवचनादयः उपायाः
बाहुल्येन कर्तव्याः इति प्राप्ते
बाहुल्येन कर्तव्याः इति प्राप्ते
इदमुच्यते
इदम् उच्यते
नायमात्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्यः
नायमात्मा
नायमात्मा
प्रवचनेन
प्रवचनेन
लभ्यः
लभ्यः
न मेधया न बहुना श्रुतेन
न
न
मेधया
मेधया
न
न
बहुना
बहुना
श्रुतेन
श्रुतेन
यमेवैष वृणुते तेन लभ्यः
यमेवैष
यमेवैष
वृणुते
वृणुते
तेन
तेन
लभ्यः
लभ्यः
तस्यैष आत्मा विवृणुते तनुं स्वाम्
तस्यैष
तस्यैष
आत्मा
आत्मा
विवृणुते
विवृणुते
तनुं
तं
स्वाम्
यदि एवं यद्येवं here labha is talked about. What labha? Atma labha. The previous mantra, there bhuti kamaha mukti kamaha. Two kamas, two different kamas. In fact, two different diagonally opposite desires for two different sets of people. One is a bubukshu, other one is a mumukshu. Bubukshoho, bubukshoho, vadam, bubukshoho, tesham anatma labha. Even artha dharma artha purushartha, anatma labha. So for anartha labha, anatma labha, in fact, the anatma, the word we use, everything is atma. What is anatma? In the beginning, we distinguish atma, anatma. It's a prakriya, it's a method. Later, everything dissolves into atma only. The deha is anatma, chaitanyam atma. So atma, anatma, viveka. So deha is jadam, atma, chetanam, aham atma. So therefore, aham sharirat binnaha, aham atma. Then what about this year? The idea is not to associate from the sharira. Even though we have some prakarana grantha where written by Acharya, where naham deho neindriyani antarangaha nahankaraha pranavargo na buddhihi. So na iti naham jato na pravruddho na nashtaha iti. Na iti, that negation. The negation not to dissociate. Otherwise, there will be problem of dissociation. Dissociation is another big problem, obstacle. If you dissociate yourself from the body, if you condemn the body, then that body is a sadhanam. Body is a sadhanam for gaining the purushata. If the body is condemned, if the body is not taken care, then that becomes a problem. Abhimana with the body is a problem. Body is not a problem. Therefore, that negation leads to dissociation. But a negation, you have to understand why it is negated. The negation is, since we have abhimana with the dehadi, sharimana sangata, the karikarana sangata, abhimana is there. To remove that abhimana, To remove that abhimana only, naham degaha, na indriyani, iti, that is negated. It's not to dissociate. Deha is Atma. Indriyani is Atma. Everything is Atma, then what about Sharira? Shariram is Atma. This Jagat is Atma. Everything is Atma. Atma eva. Anatma is Atma, but Atma is not Anatma. That is a teaching. So therefore, when we say Anatma Labhaha, Anatma is also Atma. But the Arthakama Purushartha of the Bhutikamas, they are after Arthakama thinking that that what they gain through that Purushartha going to be permanent. That is a mistake they do. Therefore, to correct the notion that the seemingly security, but they gain from Artha, seeming happiness or comfort, what they gain from the Kama, they are only seemingly, not real. It will not gain them, it will not give them, they will not gain from them really what they really want. So what they want is freedom from the sense of inadequacy. That cannot be gained by, achievable by Anatma Labha. So that is why we say Anatma Labha iti. But there are Bhutikamas. Shastra doesn't dismiss them. Bhutikamaha, Vibhutikamaha, they are encouraged. They are kids. They are children, the level of growth. So they need to grow. So you cannot forcefully make them arrive at Atma, arrive at the Jnanakanda, make them mumukshu. From mumukshu, you cannot force them to be a mumukshu. It's a gradual progress. That is why the entire karma kanda is available for them. They can fulfill any desires, any legitimate desires. They can fulfill any legitimate desires as long as the desires are legitimate. So it is not for condemnation. It is to show the distinction. So as the previous mantra, Bhutika Maha, that is Bhuvukshuhu, Bhuktumichuhu, Bhuvukshuhu, and Atmakamaha, Mumukshuhu. And Atmakamaha becomes Aptakamaha finally. Because Tallavaya Sarvalabhat Parmalabhaha, gaining which everything is gained. Acharya connects to the very first mantra, knowing which everything is known. Here the subject matter is, it is Atma, it is matter for knowing, it is knowledge. So therefore, there is no gaining here. It is already Siddhaha, it is Praptaha. So for Praptasya Praptihi. If it is Praptasya Praptihi, then it is Vittasya Vittihi. Praptasya Praptihi. Gaining the gain can be only Vittasya Vittihi, knowing the known. Knowing the known. The known is not completely known. That is why knowing the known. Otherwise, you may ask, it is known, then why should be known? Knowing the known, that the known is not completely known. If it is completely known, there is no knowledge required. It is not completely known. Bhane api tu abhanam eva. That is the problem. That is why the mistake is committed. The rope is not clearly seen because of the darkness. The rope is mistaken to be a snake. If rope is seen as a rope, then there is no mistake. It is mistaken for a snake. Mistake. So therefore only Bhaya, samsara, bhaya. Therefore, sarvalabhat paramaha atmalabha. Compared to all the gain, what is the ultimate gain? Gain in which there is nothing to be gained. You become kritakrityaha. You become aptakamaha. No more purusharthas available. What purushartha? All the purushartha resolve in this purushartha, which is parama purushartha, paramalabha, atmalabha. No other things to be done in life. The purpose is gained. The purpose of life is achieved. As long as it is not achieved, the jiva coming to the world and leaving the world, they are said to be kripanaha, the language of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Atmanam aviditva yaha asmat lokat triti saha kripanaha eva. Is a miserly person, having got the sharira, manusya sharira, and not understanding this truth, the tattva. He leaves this world. That person is a kripana, is a miser. It's a miser. Karpanya, doshopagrita swabhabha, as Arjuna said. Therefore, sarvalabhat paramalabha is this atmalabha eva. Labha means we should not think labha is something which is to be gained externally. It is already siddha vishaya. Param chet jnatavyam. Aparam chet praptavyam. It's beautiful sentences of the Bhashyakara in the Kathopanishad we have seen. Param chet jnatam. If it is param vishaya, paravidya. If the subject matter is paravidya, it is meant for knowing. If it is aparavidya, karmakanda, it is meant for gaining, doing and gaining. There only karma is involved. That is why there is a clear division, karmakanda and jnanakanda. So jnanakanda is the positional name. That's why it's called jnanakanda. Is kanda that is located at the end. So and therefore the name is given Veda Anta. The positional name for jnanakanda is Veda Anta. I saw recently one video. There are so many YouTube videos are available. Somebody he seems to be learning Veda from a Swami, it seems, from long years. He condemns all the current the spiritual people, including the Dushyant, Sridhar, etc., Vittal Das, etc. They're all great people. And I happened to just see that. What he says, I was curious to know. He says Vedanta is not it is not Vedanta means it's not that it is located at the end. It is not the meaning. But the whole Veda is one. Therefore, it is not there is no division. Vedanta is the peak. It is the anta meaning. It is pinnacle of the Veda. Something. See, Veda and anta has got that meaning also. Anta meaning it is the pinnacle of the Veda, the shikara of the Veda. But Veda Anta, when we say Veda Anta, it is a positional name. It is a name given to the Upanishads because it is located at the end. It is clearly a positional name. It is not Anta meaning the highest of the Vedas. What is the highest of the Vedas? Highest of the Veda, the pinnacle of the Veda. If you take this Veda Anta, the Upanishads to be the highest of the teaching of the Veda, then the problem is the whole Veda is one. The whole Veda is one. There should be only one Anubandha Chatushtayam. It's a problem. If it is only one Anubandha Chatushtayam, and there are Purva Pakshi, this Karmata, Purva Mimamsa, they will say the Tatparyam of the Veda is only Karma. Tatparya of Veda is only Karma, only doing. Amna yasya kriyatanam anartakyam tadatattanam. Amna yasya kriyatatvat Anarthakyam tadat arthanam, anarthanam, tadarthanam. This is a sutra, Jaimini Sutra. Amnayasya Vedasya. Amnaya is Veda. Amnayasya Kriyatatvat Anarthakyam tadarthanam, tad arthanam, tadarthanam. Iti Jaimini Sutra, Purva Mimamsa Sutra is that he says, that Sutra says all the sentences of the Veda which are other than meant for karma, they are useless. They are useless. The Tatparya Veda is only karma. So the entire Veda insists on doing only karma. If that is so, then Anubandha Chatushtayam is only one. If that is, if it is Ekashastram and Anubandha Chatushtayam is only one, because Ekashastram there can be only one Anubandha Chatushtayam, then why should Bhashyakara, when he writes the commentary to the Bhashya of the Upanishads, why he gives a Sangati, Sambandha Bhashya, we have the beginning of every Bhashya, Sambandha Bhashya, and in Kena Upanishad, probably that is the next Upanishad we are going to study. Sambandha Bhashya is connecting the Veda Purva to Veda Anta. Karmakanda after Karmakanda. That is Athato Brahma Jignasa. Brahma Jignasa, the inquiry into Brahma starts after Dharma Jignasa, Karma Jignasa. First is Athato Karma Jignasa, Dharma Jignasa. After Dharma Jignasa, then starts Brahma Jignasa. That is the meaning of the word, in fact, Atha. Anantaram, thereafter. So it clearly shows two divisions. So therefore, Jnanakanda, that is Vedanta, it's a positional name. Because it is a positional name, because it is a separate one, different, distinct from the previous one, the Purva Kanda. Therefore, only it is the Veda is looked upon as Shastra Dvayam, two Shastras, therefore Anubandha Chatushtayams are different. It is not same. If it is same, then Tatparya becomes only karma. Karma becomes Tatparya. So Jnana Kanda, Jnanam is a Tatparya. There is no doing involved. There is only knowing involved. Knowing means it is already Siddha Vishaya. It is Prapta Vishaya. Siddhasya Siddhihi. Then Vittasya Vittihi. Knowing the known. Because it is not clearly known, therefore it should be known. Therefore only it is Atmalabhaha, Paramalabhaha it is. Knowing which everything is gained. And nothing else to be gained. So that is why Atmalabhaha, Paramalabhaha it is. So here also Sangati, Bhashyakara gives Paramalabhaha, Atmalabhaha, Paramalabhaha. It is the ultimate gain. There is nothing above this gain. So therefore, how can then whole Shastra be one Shastra? Not knowing this, people they criticize. So it is very clear this Vedanta is a positional name. Because it is located at the end of the Veda. So when we say at the end, it need not be literally at the end. Some Upanishads are not located at the end. Some Upanishads are located in the Brahmana portion of the Veda. But they are also Vedanta only, because they talk about the same truth, like Ishavasya, etc. So Atma Labhaha. So therefore, Tatparyam of the Veda Anta is to reveal the oneness of Jiva Ishvara. Jiva and Ishvara. So Jiva is not different from the Paramatma. Jivatma, Paramatmanaha Abhinnaha. That is the teaching. That is the Siddha Vishaya. So that has to be known. Jagat is dismissed as Mithya and Jagat Karanam Brahma Ishvaraha. Then what is the relationship between Jiva and Ishvara? There Jagat is dismissed. It is the Jagat Karanam Brahma. So Jagat is not different from Ishvara. Therefore, there is dismissed Bhada Samanadhikaranam it is. And Jiva is equated to Ishvara, it is Aikya Samanadhikaranam. That is why Tatutvam Asi or Aham Brahma Asmi. Samanadhikaran. It is Aikya Samanadhikaran. There is no Bada. It is Aikyam. Aikya Samanadhikaran. Aikyam. This Aikyam, because it is Aikyam, Aikyam means merging, one. There is no physical merging. It is already one. You cannot yoke Jivatma to Paramatma. Yoking Jivatma to Paramatma. If Jivatma can be yoked, the Jivatma can be unyoked. It is already yoked. And it is ever yoked. So ever yoked Jivatma can never be away from Paramatma. So that is the truth. That is Satya Satyam. And that is here is said it is a labha. It is a because it is to be known. Because as Ajnani, we don't know, therefore should be known. Therefore, labha. That is a labha here. Should be known, should be gained. And that is Paramalavaha, Atmalavaha, Tallavaya, for the gaining of which Pravachanadayaha, Upayaha. Upayaha, that means Upeya is Jnanam. Upeya is Atmalabha. Upaya is Pravachanadayaha, Pravachana, etc. And we have to be careful here. Pravachana is not teaching. Pravachana here it is learning the Veda, learning to recite the Veda, chanting the Veda, learning the Veda by learning the Veda with the Swara from the teacher. Like the students learn in the Veda Patashala. So that is the Pravachana here. So Veda Adhyayanam. Pravachana means Veda Adhyayanam, it is not discourse. So the entire Veda should be the learned. If not entire Veda, at least Swadhyayo Adhyetavyaha. One should study at least one's own Veda or one shaka of one's Veda. That is the Pravachana Adhyayanam. Adhyayanam ityartha. Veda Adhyayanam. That is Pravachanadayaha. Adi Padat, Veda, Bhaguna, Shutihi, etc. These are the Upayaha Bhagulyena Kartavyaha. That requires Bhagulyam, more effort, excessive, more effort, Kartavyaha, Bhagulyena Kartavyaha. Upayaha Kartavyaha Bhagulyena. Enormous effort has to be put in knowing this Bhagulyena. So ought to be done. Upayaha ought to be done. Upayaha is a means, or Upayaha can be the effort. So therefore efforts have to be put excessively. Kartavyaha iti prapte idamuchyate. This is said here. What is that? Ayamatma pravachanena labhyaha. Na medaya na bhaguna shutena. Pravachanam is Veda Adhyanam. So Veda Adhyanena ayamatma na labhyaha. If it is Veda Adhyayena labhyaha, then every Veda party will be a Jnani. Every Veda party will be a Jnani. Because they know the entire Veda. There are some people who knows all the 4 Vedas by heart. From the childhood onwards, they have been listening and then repeating this. Therefore, they are Dvedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi. So therefore, they must be Jnani, but they are not Jnani. They are Ajnani only. So learning the entire Veda by heart will not give Jnanam, will not make a person free from samsara. He will continue to be a samsari only. Therefore, Pravachanena na labhyaha, na medaya, Meda Shakti. As Bhashyakara said, Grahana Dharana Shaktiya, Meda Shakti. Meda Shakti is important. To repeat what you have learned, that repeat from memory what you have learned. It is not an easy task. So Meda Shakti, that to entire Veda, and even one's own Veda, Swadhyayaha, that is not an easy task. So therefore, Meda Shakti is required. That's why Meda Suktam. If Meda is not required, then why Meda Suktam? And we read Meda Shakti, to remember Panini Sutras. If Meda Shakti is not there, how will we remember all the sutras How do we apply the sutras, Sati Sutra, Jinganda Sutra, or Samasa Vidayaka Sutra? Why do we memorize it? So, we should have Meda Shakti so that we remember. We remember and apply. So, remembrance and application. Grahana Dharana Shakti. Remembrance, retaining, and application. Application also. What you have studied should come to your memory at the appropriate time. Sometimes it's a challenge when you teach, doesn't come to the mind immediately. You want to quote something, but doesn't come. It is lack of Meda Shakti. Some lack is there. When you want to quote from some text, parallel text, some text, you know, but not completely. It doesn't come to mind immediately. It means there is some lack, the Meda Shakti. We need Meda Shakti. And when you see the connection between the different texts, then we come at the conclusion that they all talk about the same truth. Not each Shastra, not each Upanishad or the Grantha, Prakana Grantha talks about different things. They all talk in the same language, only the words are different. So, therefore, remembrance and retention and application and assimilation, that is next. So, Meda is prerequisite, but here Meda is negated. In the sense, compared to this, there is another sadhana which is more important. That is why these are played down. These are not deliberate. These are, when compared to the main discipline, that is mumukshutvam, moksha icha, these sadhanas are not of that much importance. Even if these are not there, if a person has tivra mumukshutvam, he can gain atma. That is the idea. So not that all these are undermined. Then Bhaguna Shutena, here Shastra Shavanam doesn't mean Upanishad Shavanam here, referring to the Shastra. There are wide literatures, scriptures are there. Shastra, if you take all the Puranas, Upapuranas, and all the other darshanas, they're also Shastram. Astika darshanas are there. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Yoga, etc. And each their primary text and their commentary on them, each text the commentary. So one life will not be sufficient to learn the entire. Nyaya, Tarka is it. So you may know all the Shastra, but will it help you to know the Atma and be free? No. So that is like Bhaguna Shutena. That is also Shruti. That also should be learned from the teacher. That is why Bhaguna Shruti. But by that also one cannot gain Atma. Vedanta Shravanena, that we are not saying. Vedanta Shravanena eva Atma labhyaha. So therefore Shrutena, that Shruti here referring to other than Vedanta Shruti. And also Vedanta Shravanam, not just by listening to anybody's talk, some anonymous talk, but listening to the Acharya who comes under the Sampradaya with all this is important. That's why Shruti. Shrutena labhyaha, na bhaguna Shrutena, Vedanta Shrutena labhyaha, Vedanta Shravanena, and Gurumukhat, all these are implied. So therefore, one should listen to Vedanta properly from a teacher who comes under the Sampradaya, because the teacher operates a Pramana. Therefore, Pramana is to be operated by the teacher. Therefore, as a Pramatra, you must have Shraddha in the Pramana, and the one who operates the Pramana, the teacher. So therefore Vedanta Shravanena labhyaha, natu Anya Shastrena, Bhaguna Shrutena labhyaha. Anya Shastras are helping. They help in understanding the Vedanta. Again, here Vedantas are not undermined. Under Vedanga only comes Vyakaranam. Doesn't mean Vyakaranam is not required. Vyakaranam has a role to play. Jyotisha has a role to play. Niruktam, Chandas, everything has a role. Upavedas has a role. They all have a role to play. But by that alone, Atma na labhyaha. Yam Atmanam. Yam Yeshaha Vrudute Tena labhyaha. Yam is Yam Atmanam Yeshaha Vrudute. Yeshaha is pronoun. Yeshaha referring to the person who was referred to in the previous mantra. That is Mukti Kamaha, otherwise Akamaha. Atma Kamaha ityartaha. Yeshaha Atma Kamaha. Atma Kamaha is called Akamaha. Rutriyasya Chakavahatasya is Akamaha. Doesn't have Kama. Atma Kama, not really considered to be a Kama. Not really a desire. Atma Kama, Icha for Atma is not really a Icha. In fact, every Icha results in this Icha. Therefore, it is not an ordinary Icha. This Icha is not a dosha. In fact, this Icha is what is required. So, Atma Icha, Atma Ichuhu, Atma Kamaha, Yeshaha referring to Atma Kamaha, this Akamaha, Yeshaha, Yam Atmanam, Yeshaha Vrunute, Yam Atmanam, Yeshaha Akamaha, Yam Atmanam Vrunute, he chooses. This Atma is interested, is committed to moksha, gaining moksha. Why he says? Because previous shloka, previous mantra we saw, Kamane Kamayate, Manyamanaha, Saha Tatra Jayate iti. So, whereas here is Atma Kamaha, so Atma Kamaha will become Kritakrityaha later. Because he is Atma Kamaha, is Akamaha, he doesn't have any other desire. Therefore, by choosing Atma, that choosing, the desire to choose, he has the faculty of choosing. The choice is right, and the choice is backed up by the desire. Icha, Atma Jnana Icha. So, therefore, he uses his will to choose Vrunute. Vrunute, the word is important. Praptam Ichati, Jnatam Ichati. Praptam Ichati, and it is Prapti is, here it is only Jnapti, Jnanam. Therefore, Jnatam Ichati. And what is the sadhanam for Prapti? Shravana Manana Nidhyasanam. Therefore, Jnatam. Vrunute, Jnatam Ichati. Yeshaha Akamaha Yam Atmanam Vrunute Praptam Jnatum Ichati Tena Eva Labhyaha. By him alone this Atma is Labhyaha. That is why Varenyam Pratasparami Devasya Savituhu Vargaha Atmanaha Varenyam Tadhyo Yaha Naschidanande Prachodayat. This is not a Gayatri, this is Gayatri given in the form of a shloka. It is in Anushtup Chandas. Pratasparami Devasya Saviturvarga Atmanaha Varenyam Taddiyo Yo Naha Chitanande Prachodayat. Gayatri is given in the form of a meter, Anushtup meter. So that Tat Dyaha, Varenyam, to be chosen. So it can be gained only by that person who chooses to know. Tena Eva Labhyaha Yam Yena Vrunate, Tena Labhyaha. Labdum Yogyaha Ityartaha. Then it becomes available for knowing, gaining. Tasya, to that person, Yeshaha Atma Vivrunute Prakashayati Darshayati. Tanum Swam, it's Swarupam. Tanum Swam, Swarupam Vivrunute, it reveals. So, he chooses to know, therefore the Atma reveals. He chooses to know, therefore he goes to the teacher. He chooses what choice is there, and the choice is in knowing, the choice is in knowing, and for knowing, he has to go to the teacher. Tadbuddhi Pranipatena, Pariprashnena Sevaya. Without that, it is not possible, because the subject matter is not available for your knowing by any other pramana. And Acharyavan Purushaha Veda Shruti, the one who has Acharya alone can know. Acharyavat, he must be Acharyavan. who has got Acharya, who has got the teacher. You only can know. Acharya one Purusha Veda. Therefore, he has to go to the teacher. That is why the beginning itself we saw Harikshalokan Karmachitan Brahmanaha Nirvedamayat Nastikrita Kritena Tad Vijnanatam Sa Gurumeva Vigaccheriti. Should go to the Guru. And when the Pramanam is operated, Shastram reveals the Atma. Tasya Yeshaha Atma Brunute. Atma chooses to reveal to that person. It means Shastram reveals. When the Pramana is operated, the Pramanam reveals, the Shastram reveals. And that it's an expression here. Atma, as though Atma chooses. Atma reveals, not chooses. Atma reveals itself to this person. Vivrunute. Vrunute is choosing, Vivrunute is revealing. Vivrunute is, Bhashakara gives a meaning. Darshayati, Prakashayati. Atma reveals. How Atma reveals? If Atma reveals, Atma will have Kartrutvam. How can Atma be a Karta? It means when that Shastram reveals. Shastram, like the Shastra is called a Darpana, Shastra Darpana. There is the Prakarana Grantha, Shastra Darpana. Like a mirror, Shastra reveals itself to this person. Tena eva labhyaha. Iti. So, and this is one meaning. Another meaning we saw in the last class. That is, Yeshaha is Yeshaha Atmagyaha, Acharyaha. Iti Maniprabhakara. Maniprabhakara, the Tika to the Upanishad. He said, Yeshaha yam adhikarinam, Yeshaha Paramatma Gurumurtistaha, yam, that is Acharyaha, yam adhikarinam brunute. He chooses to teach the student. And by the blessing of the teacher. Here, blessing is only in the form of teaching. Therefore, Anugrinati Tena, Anugrihitena, Purushena Labhyaha, Shishyena Labhyaha, Adhikarina Labhyaha iti. Another meaning also given to this expression. Yeshaha Brunute Tena Labhyaha. Yeshaha Acharyaha. Yam referring to the Shishyam, Adhikarinam. Adhikari is Adhikari Purusha. He chooses to teach. Now the teacher chooses to teach. One meaning is the student chooses to know. He applies his free will. He is Atmakamaha, choosing to know. That is one meaning. Teacher choosing to teach the student. The student may ask and the teacher may not teach also, possible. It depends on the adhikaritvam of the student. So, having found the student is a yogya purusha. Now the teacher chooses to teach. So, yam adhikarinam is adhikari. Yeshaha acharyaha atmagyaha. And the student also has approached the teacher. Tadvitti pranipatena. Samitpanehi shotrim brahmanishtam. Therefore, the teacher chooses to teach. Tena, shishyena. Now he has become a shishya antevasi. Adhikarina. Sadhana Chatushte Sampannena Labhyaha. To that person, the Atma reveals itself with the meaning. So, you can take the meaning of the word Yeshaha as teacher or student. So, by that we get two interpretation. Both are valid. Both are valid interpretation. Okay, then we'll read the Bhashyam. Bhashyam, I think we are halfway. Let us read. Yaha ayam atma vyakhyataha.
यः
अयम्
अयम्
आत्मा व्याख्यातः
यस्य लाभः परः पुरुषार्थः
यस्य
यस्य
लाभः
लाभः
परः
परः
पुरुषार्थः
पुरुषार्थः
न असौ वेदशास्त्र अध्ययनेन बाहुल्येन
न
असौ
असौ
वेदशास्त्राध्ययन
बाहुल्येन
बाहुल्येन
Shastra Adhyayana Bahulyena is one word. So if you make it into your individual word, it's a compound. So there's a Shastra Adhyayana Bahulyena. But here it is one word. It's a Tatpurusha Samanasta. Veda Shastra Adhyayanena Bahulyena Veda Shastranam Adhyanam Veda Shastra Adhyanam tesham bahulyam tena bahulyena pravachanena labhyah
प्रवचनेन
प्रवचनेन
लभ्यः
लभ्यः
एषः आत्मा already व्याख्यातः already व्याख्यानं कृतः enough enough been commented enough already it has been explained atma swarupam in all the previous sections. So therefore prakrita atma eshah atma, no more vyakyanam required for that. I am atma is not Bhashakara. What is atma again? He is not explaining what is atma. Shariratrayat binnaha panchakosha datitaha satchidanand swarupaha. All those things are not required. Atma is, we know, therefore vyakyataha already explained. Need not spend time on that. Therefore vyakyataha iti Bhashakara simply says vyakyata, one word, already talked about. Vyakyanam kritaha. Yasya, that is labhaha, atmanaha labhaha, paramapurushartaha, mokshapurushartaha. That is the ultimate purushartha, parapurushartaha. Purushehi artyate prapyate purushartaha. That which is sought after by the human beings. Purushartaha. Purushartha also can be known only from the Vedas. Chaturvida Purushan, yaha vedayati saha vedaha. So only from the Veda we know. And from the Veda only moksha purushartha, there is something called moksha, freedom. Otherwise, how do we know? We take ourselves to be this body, mind, sense complex, continue to revel in samsara. So therefore, Purushartha also from the Veda only. And Paramapurushartha, Moksha Purushartha. And this Moksha Purushartha is na labhyaha, na asau labhyaha, asau atma na labhyaha. Kena Veda Shastra Adhyayanena, Bahulyena. Veda Shastranam Adhyayanam. Here Adhyayanam is Swadhyayo Adhyatavya. Studying the Veda, learning to recite, chant once Veda. That is the Adhyayanam. Veda Adhyayanam. Veda Shastra Adhyayanena. Bahulyena. Excess. Too much. So Bahulyena. Na labhyaha. Bahulyena. Pravachanena. So Pravachana is equal to that's Veda Shastra Adhyayanam. So that is why we take here Pravachana to be Veda Shastra Adhyayanam. Tena na labhyaha atma na labhyaha iti. Tata na medaya granthartha dharana shaktya.
तथा न
तथा
मेधया
न
ग्रन्थया
ग्रन्थार्थधारणशक्त्या
ग्रन्थधारणशक्त्या
न बहुना श्रुतेन
न
न
बहुना
बहुना
न
श्रुतेन
श्रुतेन
बहुना श्रुतेन
नापि भूयसा श्रवणेन इत्यर्थः
नापि
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 भूयसा
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 श्रवणेन
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 इत्यर्थः
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 न मेधया मेधा इज ग्रहण धारण शक्ति तेन न लभ्यः by committing to memory atma na labhyah, committing the entire text, even if you know the entire Upanishad by heart, entire Brihadaranyaka Upanishad by heart, atma na labhyah, it all comes under aparavidya only. The Veda Rashi, the words of the Veda comes under aparavidya only. So the idea is by aparavidya you cannot gain atma. Again back to the same the first Mundaka, because we are going to complete the Upanishad, therefore upasamhara, therefore you can see upakrama and upasamhara. What was introduced, the same thing is talked about and going to be concluded. So paravidya, aparavidya, that is how the discussion started at the beginning. And aparavidya, there we discussed what aparavidya, even the Vedanta, the words of the Vedanta are aparavidya. By knowing the Upanishad, you become free, means not by just by knowing the words of the Upanishad, but knowing the meaning. We take the Upanishad meaning, not just the book, not just the text, but the words, the meaning, or the meaning revealed by the words. That is Paravidya. Even Upanishad words, they will come under Aparavidya only. Therefore, even if you know the entire Upanishad by heart, that will not give moksha. You may enjoy the Meda Shakti, that is very good, but that will not help in making you free. You may retain the entire Vedanta in your head. You have such a huge memory, and if you have the capacity to recall it whenever you want. You may have, that comes by practice. It comes by practice. You have to make more and more effort. It is like having the whole dictionary in your head. So you have got good command over the words, vocabulary. It is a feat. That is good, but it will not give you moksha. Similarly, na bhaguna shutena. Shutena api bhuyasa shavanena. Listening to a lot of talks on different topics. Atmana labhyaha. One cannot gain the vision of the Atma. By listening to the appropriate shastram and also by the appropriate method. Shastrajñopi swatantriyena brahmanvesham na kuryat. You cannot approach a shastra by yourself. Therefore, that is why again and again the shastram suggests going to the guru and the sampradaya, etc. Tena eva labhyaha na bhuyasa shravanena labhyaha ityartaha. Bhuyasa shravanam, it is not for Vedanta. Vedanta it should be listened to again and again. There is no prohibition with regard to the Vedanta. Vedanta Shravanam to be done again and again. One time may not be sufficient to be listened to again and again, to listen to and contemplated on. But not to, Bhuyasa is listening to various shastrams. That also to be known, this also to be known, can be known. You have leisure. But Vedanta is primary. Vedanta Shravanam, Shravanena Labhyaha, Natu, Anya Shastra Shutena, Shravanena Labhyaha Ityartaha. That is a meaning. Then the question comes, Kena tarhi labhyaha
येन तर्हि लभ्यः
तर्हि लभ्यः
ityuchyate
इत्युच्यते
इत्युच्यते
yam eva paramatmanam eva
यम्
यम्
एव
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 परमात्मानम् एव
परमात्मानमेव
yeshah vidvan vrunute praptamichati.
एषः
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 विद्वान्
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 वृणुते
वृणुते प्राप्तुम्
प्राप्तुमिच्छति
इच्छति
Tena varanena yeshah paramatma labhyah.
तेन
तेन
वर्णेन
वर्णेन
तेन वरणेन
एषः
एषः
परमात्मा
परमात्मा
लभ्यः
लब्धः
Kena tarhi labhyah. And what is the mean? What is the means to know the Atma, Labhyaha, to gain the Atma, if it is asked, iti uchyate, yam, it is yam referring to Paramatma, yam Paramatmanam, yam referring to here Paramatma, Brahma. Yeshaha, this Vidwan, here Vidwan is Sadhaka, this Atma Kamaha. He wants to be Apta Kamaha. Therefore, he chooses to know Paramatma, Vrunute, Praptamichati. Therefore, Vidwan is Sadhakaha, here Mumukshuhu, Jignyasuhu. Jignasu is better, Jignasahu. Paramatmanam Praptam Ichchati. Previously, he was a Mumukshu. Then he understood that moksha is only by knowledge. Therefore, a big conversion happens in that person. He becomes a Jignasu from Mumukshu to Jignasu. In fact, that is a conversion, real conversion. That's the real conversion, and that is a conversion. That conversion should happen, without which a person, a Mumukshu, he may be a Mumukshu, he may not arrive at Shastra. There are so many mumukshus, but mumukshus are after so many different, so many things. In the name of moksha, they pursue different things. They're all against the Shastra or not tallying with the teaching of the Shastra. But they are mumukshu. Due to their karma, prarabdha, associated with the different asampradaya with teachers, they follow. The time will come, they will come around. But this time it is, they lost. They don't make it. So, therefore, from being a mumukshu to jignasu, that conversion happens, that conversion should happen. Then only the person chooses to know the Paramatma and choosing to know and the it is a Paramata and Pramanam is required. So when he becomes a Jignasu, there it is Paramata, Pramanam, and the Pratipadaka, the teacher, Sampradaya, everything walks in. So therefore Vidwan, Yesha Vidwan. Vidwan means not a Jnani here, it's a Sadhaka here, it's a Jignasu. Jignasu Praptamichati, Praptamichahi, Jnatamichati. Tena Varanena, by his choice, Varanam. It is a Vara. It is to be known, chosen. That's why Vara is called, boon is given, you can choose. Right? That's why boon is called a Vara. Your choice, you can choose. So Tena Varanena, through that choosing appropriate choice. That Vara boons are given, and Nachiketa chose 3 boons in cash appropriately. Each boon for specific purpose, and last boon for himself, for knowledge, for moksha. The faculty is given, the faculty of choice. Therefore, the Varanam, that is with Tatsavituhu Varenyam iti, should be chosen to know. Should be chosen to listen to Shastra. Vedanta Shavanam Kuryat. Manam cha upapattibihi. Yogena abhyasanam nityam tato darshanam atmanaha. So Vedanta Shavanam will followed by Shavanam, then Yoga Abhyasa, that is Nididhyasanam, should be done for gaining the vision of the Atma. So, therefore, Tena Varanena, Desha Atma Labhyaha. Is there any other means? No. Na anyena sadhanantarena.
न अन्येन
न
न
अन्येन
अन्येन
साधनान्तरेण
साधनान्तरेण
Nityalabdha
नित्यलब्धस्वभावत्वात्
नित्यलब्धस्वभावत्वात्
Nityalabdha Subhavatvat can be connected to the previous sentence or to the following sentence. Anyway, you can connect. Atma is Nityalabdha Subhavatvat, because of having the status of it is ever gained. Nityalabdha. It is not newly gained. It is ever Nityalabdha. Nitya Prapti, ever Prapta. It is. So Nityalabdha Subhavatvat. Anyana sadhanantarena na labhyaha. It is already gained. Only to be known that it is myself, not I have it, not I possess it. See, it is here also that it is owning, we say, it is gaining. It is Nitya Labdaha. Labdaha is its ever gain. It is not an object which is ever gain. It is Swarupa. Sometimes you keep your spectacle on your head and looking for the spectacle. It is Labdaha. It is with you only. Spectacle is right there above the head, and you're looking for the spectacle all over. It is right there. Somebody has to point out. So when somebody points out, you feel as though you have gained it. But it is an object. It is an object. But what about Atma? Atma is not an object. It is you. Therefore, it is a Swarupa. So therefore, it is one's own Swarupa. Therefore, Nitya Labdaha. It is ever Labdaha, ever gained, ever attained. Therefore, there is no, in fact, attaining. It is oneself. Nityalabdha, it is. Nityalabdha Subhavatvat. Therefore, na anyena sadhanantarena, not by other means. Not by any other means. Anya sadhanantarena. Only by knowing. Only by knowing, you can gain it. You can gain it again. Only by knowing, you can know it. Knowing the known. Only by knowing you gain it, and gaining in the form of knowing. Only by knowing you become free from samsara. Nothing happens. Samsara nivritti happens. What happens gaining Atma, knowing Atma? Already it is Siddhaha, Nitya Labdaha. So what happens? Ajnana nivritti happens. There is no new gain. There is no new gain. There is no any special gain. Ajnana nivritti. You become free. You become relaxed. Previously you were not relaxed. Running all over. Sweating. Now you become relaxed. So what I've been searching in all through my life is I found that to be is myself. Nitya Labda Svabhavatvat. Therefore, if it is Nitya Labda Svabhavatvam, then what other sadhanas can do? Therefore, na anyana sadhanantarana, other sadhana, no other means of gaining the Paramatma is available other than this, other than choosing. You have to choose to know. So choosing means Shastra Pramanena eva labhyaha. Shastra Pramanam implies the teacher, Pramata, Pramatri, teacher, etc. So that is why Anya sadhanantarana labhyaha iti. Then if it is Nitya Labda Svabhavatvat, connecting to the following sentence, Kidrisho aso vidushaha atmalabhaha
कीदृशो असौ
ईदृशो
विदुषः
विदुषः
आत्मलाभः
आत्मलाभः
iti uchyate.
इति
इति
उच्यते.
उच्यते.
If Nitya Labda Svabhavatvat, what Atmanaha? If Atma, since Atma is of the nature of ever gained, ever attained. Therefore, the question comes now, what sort of labha then what we talk about? Vidushaha, Kidrisho aso atma labha. Kidrisho, what kind of labha, what kind of attainment of this Atma for a wise person? So connecting Nitya Labda Svabhavat to the next line, that is Kidrisho Atma. So therefore Nitya Labda Svabhavatvat can be connected to the previous sentence. Connected to the previous sentence, the meaning is because it is ever gained, therefore not gainable by any other sadhana, any other means. Connecting to the following sentence, because it is ever attained, then what sort of attainment is this for the wise person? That is the meaning. Iti uchyate. That is said. Tasya yeshaha atma
तस्य एषः
एषः आत्मा
avidya sanchannam
अविद्या
अविद्या
सञ्चन्नाम्
सञ्चन्नाम्
swam param
त्वां
पराम्
पराम्
tanum swatmatattvam swarupam
तनुं
तनुं
स्वात्मतत्त्वं
स्वरूपं
स्वरूपम्
vivrunute prakashayati.
विवृणुते
विवृणुते
प्रकाशयति
प्रकाशयति
Prakashe iva ghatadihi.
प्रकाशे
प्रकाशे
इव
इव
घटादिः
घटादिः
Vidyayam satyam avirbhavati ityartah.
विद्यायां
विद्यायां
सत्याम्
सत्याम्
आविर्भवति
आविर्भवति
इत्यर्थः
इत्यर्थः.
Yes. Kidrishaha so atmalabha tasya eshaha atma, this tasya for that person, tasya eshaha atma atmalabha atmalabha atma avidya sanchannam avidya sanchannah avidya sanchanah avidya sanchana. Yes, Srilinga because it's a book. Avidya sanchana qualifying swam param tanum. Swam param tanum. Swam. Swam means one's own. Swatma. Swam. Param tanum. Nature. Swarupam. Tattvam swarupam ityartaha. Swam param tanum. Swam means one's own. Param is highest. Tanum, nature. Therefore, one's own nature, swatma tattvam. Bhashikara gives a meaning. Swatma tattvam. Swarupam ityartaha. Simple. Swam, one's own. And the swam, and one's own is param. Param, it is. Param and tanum, nature. Therefore, one's highest nature, one's own nature, swatma tattvam. Why highest nature? Because yes, abhimana with the sharira, which is lowest nature. It is apara prakriti. The real nature of the person is para prakriti, swatma, atma. Therefore, swatmadatam swarupam. So, swam param tanum is swatmadatam swarupam. And the swarupam is, the swatmadatam is avidya sanchanaha, avidya sanchanam, covered by avidya. Therefore, tasya, to that person, yashaha atma, vibrunute, prakashayati. It reveals. The person has chosen to know the atma, which involves, approaching the teacher, Shastra Shravanam, etc. By that, he gains the knowledge of, by that, the avidya is shedded by the person. Avidya is shed by the person. Not he gains new knowledge of Atma. Avidya is gone, therefore Atma Labhaha. Avidya Nivritti happens, therefore Atma reveals itself. Vivrunate Prakashayati. Atma reveals. Aham Atma Akarta, he discovers. The discovery, it is ever Akarta only. He discovers Aham Atma Nirvikaraha. Aham Atma Akarta Bhokta, not subject to any change. Nirvikaraha Avikriyaha iti. He discovers the fact, the truth of himself. That is the revelation. Atma reveals itself. Atma is ever revealed. It's already, its Atma is evident, ever evident. The ever evident Atma reveals itself means the person discovers the ignorance that Agam Karta goes away. That is a revelation. So when when Kartrutvam goes away, Agam Karta, that Karta Abhimanam is there. When that goes away, he discovers the fact Aham Akarta Atma iti. That is the revelation. The Kartrutva Abhimana, all the Karaka Upamardana, all the Karaka resolves in this knowledge. So therefore, Aham Atma Akarta Jagattanam Brahma iti, he discovers. So that is the revelation. So it is not some new revelation. It is the ever evident Atma reveals itself, means a person discovers when the avidya sanchannam, when avidya, when covered by avidya, the ignorance, when avidya cover is removed, the person discovers. Cover is removed. That will discover. The avidya is a cover. The cover is gone. So he sees not physically, he understands that Aham Atma Akarta iti. That is the revelation. Prakashayati. Swayam Saprakasha Atma. Sambit. Prakashayati. Katam. Prakasha iva gatadi. When a gata is recognized in the presence of the light. Gatadihi. Ta gatadihi avirbhavati prakashe. Tadvat. Vidyayam satyam. Sati saptami. In the wake of the knowledge, when Vidya is there, Avirbhavati, Atma reveals itself. That is the attainment of the Atma. Atmanaha, Atma Avirbhavati, Vidyayam Satyam. Vidya is knowledge. Vidyayam Satyam Sati. Yatha Prakashe Sati Gatadihi, Avirbhavati, Tata Vidyayam Satyam, Atmanaha Avirbhavanam Bhavati. Avirbhavati, Atma reveals itself. Vidyayam Satyam, Atma becomes evident. So therefore, Avirbhavati. So Avirbhavanam is not, it is something out of the blue, something comes and reveals. No, it is Avirbhavanam it is already existent, ever evident Atma. In the removal of the Ajnanam, it shows up as though it shows up, as though it reveals itself. It's as though it reveals. It's not real, as though Ajnanam goes away, therefore revelation. Previously, Ajnana vrittis were there. Aham is followed by Aham Krishaha, Aham Stulaha, Aham Krishnaha, Aham Shvetaha iti. All these are Anatma vritti, and all Anatma vrittis are knocked off by this Akandakara vritti. the ignorance of Atma, taking oneself to be the Sharira Manasangata and all the attributes of the Shariram which are superimposed on Atma, now it is desuperimposed. Adhyaropa Apavadabhyam. This Atma Jnanam, Atma revelation, Avirbhavanam happens. And that is the attainment. That is a prapti, ityartha. Knowing Atma is gaining Atma. So it is prapti. Already siddhasya siddhihi, praptasya praptihi iti. Tasmat, therefore, tasmat anyatyagena
तस्मात्
तस्मात्
अन्यत्यागेन
अन्यत्यागेन
atmalabha prarthana eva
आत्मलाभप्रार्थना एव
प्रार्थना एव
atmalabha sadhanam ityartha.
आत्मलाभ
लाभ
साधनम्
साधनम्
इत्यर्थः।
इत्यर्थः
Tasmat, therefore, final last line, therefore, tasmat, conclusion, tasmat, therefore, atmalabha prarthana, prarthanas, choosing to know, seeking to know, purushartha, prartyate, seeking the atma, atmalabha alone, atmalabha eva, atmalabha sadhanam, atmalabha prarthana eva, atmalabha sadhanam. Meaning, choosing to know the atma, the one who chooses to know atma, by him alone atma is attained. That is the means for attaining atma. What is the means for attaining atma? You have to choose to know. That is why somebody used to say, you cannot stumble upon atma. It is not an accidental discovery. Like a Newton discovered gravity. We may say it is not accidental. Probably he had many experiences before, and all the experiences were stored in the form of the thoughts in the memory, and these thoughts now got some link, and by he discovered, he may say, but still it is an accident. He has seen an apple falling from the tree so many times, but that time it occurred. But like that here, it is not. It's not accidental discovery. Suddenly you choose. Suddenly you come to know. Suddenly you come to Aribat Atma. You must choose to know Atma. The choosing is involved, free will is involved. Application of free will. You choose to know that only in choosing you have free will. After that, Pramana does the job. After that, because Pramanam starts operating, your free will is suspended. When Pramana operates, where is free will? When you submit yourself to Pramana, your free will is suspended. But till that, you need to apply your free will. Free will is the choice is the. Therefore, choosing to know is important. Therefore, Atmalava Prarthana eva, and that is a sadhana. One has to choose to know. That is a sadhanam for moksha. That is a sadhanam to be free from samsara. So, Atmalabha Prarthana eva sadhanam bhavati. That is a mukhya sadhana. Iti. This mantra is concluded. Next mantra, we'll see. Next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnad Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Dhanyavadaha.
धन्यवादः
धन्यवादः
धन्यवादः।
Dhanyavadaha.